Hello, hello. Here for just a tiny small little stream. Probably gonna be like an hour to an hour and a half, but I remember the whole conversation I had, I think, when I was playing Coral Island, and then I was like, I'm gonna stream while the construction's happening. I haven't really done any extra stuff, so here I am. Determined, ready to do a little bit. Hello, John Smiith. Welcome to our tiny little stream today. Just gonna kind of relax. I got a couple of stuff I gotta do for the rest of this week, so don't think I'll have time to stream then. Tomorrow I'm gonna be going on a long hours worth commute to my work, which I don't normally need to go to, but it will be happening. You are well rested, no lessons today? That's nice. I mean, yes, commute maxing, but do we want to? No, don't say the It's true, it's the American experience, but it sucks. Can't speak? It's an experience that, I think for once was devised by people so they could get more money out of us. And I'm like, oh, it actually actively sucks. It's one thing, because, I mean, America's big, right? So it's like, sure, cars are necessary, we could get around, right? But the idea that, like, our towns are built, specifically, they were built around cars, sucks. Sucks a lot. Big sprinkle. Fill with water. You love the railway? Oh, underground. See, that's nice. BART, or wherever it's called, wherever anyone is. I think it is definitely useful. I just wish you would, like, all of our stuff would be more walkable. And I gotta take out cities, technically, because I feel like already voiced my displeasure for American cities in particular, but that's like architecture and somewhat culture of like city culture. But like railways, if like our public transportation was good, and like cities were pleasantly walkable, so much nicer. And it doesn't even have to be cities, it could just be like anywhere, suburbs, I imagine if suburbs had I agree, John Smiith. If suburbs were more walkable, perhaps stores and everything could have been closer together. You did it too much sometimes? How far did you walk? Okay. May as well go underwater, because last time I remember in this game I'm broke. 12k steps, that's impressive. I will say sometimes, because the construction's been happening, it's taken out, like, the biggest chunk of the house, to which, like, normally if I were to, like, step out of my room, I would go down there and kind of just, like, chill around there, and I'm able to walk around. Not having that, I'm like, wow, my steps have really been reduced, and the weather's only just now starting to get good enough that I'm, like, a little more motivated to go out and walk. But, like, the last couple of days, I've been, like, doing no walking, and I'm like, I feel it. I feel how much it sucks to not be able to move around. Yeah, you just lose track of time, and the scenery is good, and the pavement is good. I don't know if you've ever been on the walks where the pavement is radiating heat. That also really sucks, and that really warms you up. And I tend to run hot, so yeah, that sucks. That's what causes sometimes me not to like to go walking. I wish it was, I've got pretty decent nature, but it's like, I don't think it's as pretty as other places could be, And living in Cali specifically, I don't know if other places of California have, like, more green, which I'm sure it does, right? But, like, going outside, you'll see, like, sure, there are a lot of trees and everything, but there's not really much grass. Like, all the grass is kind of just yellow and dried up. And it's like, oh, how I would love to just be in a place that, obviously, I like plant life and everything. Maybe I don't need to live in a direct forest, but it's like, I wish the, like, grass in general existed. Oh, it's always boiling hot here, sadly. I try to mitigate it by trying to go out in your sun. See, that's it, yeah. Like, I think the only really nice time is, I don't know how I can get that, is, like, ironically enough, like, at the dawn. So at sunrise, because the day, like, over the night, right, the day cooled everything down, so you don't have, like, radiating heat pavement or whatever, and there's usually a little bit of moisture in the air, which I think is very refreshing. Let's focus. I need to get that. I had the see, there's perks to the dawn. It's the dawn of walking, the dawn of exercise. That's me. But anyway, yeah, I'm not sure where I could get the, I'm not sure what state has, like, nice green fields and grass. Because I would want to be like, I like that, but I also don't want to go somewhere that has a lot of humidity. I can't even reach there. Give me a break. Still 86 in freedom. I didn't even realize you said 86 in Fahrenheit, I'm assuming you meant. Yeah. Like, we recently just came back. Like, now it's like 80, I think. But I think a little while ago we were, like, in 90s. And it sometimes sucks because you're just vibing outside and the air itself isn't that bad. But under the sunlight, you're, like, toasting like a marshmallow. Oh, you sweat? That seems that... Okay, well, I'm glad you do sweat. Not sweating would be worse. But to be honest, ironically enough, I've learned that, like, even if you exercise, right? Even if you have a regimen of exercising, the behavior of exercising actually causes you to sweat more. So, don't worry. I got you. Okay? I understand the feeling. I mean, half the time I get all sweaty even without having done anything because my body's like, Saba, you're outside and your body's not in homeostasis, so I'm gonna make you freaking sweat. And it's just like, oh, thank you, body, so much. Really great. I'm having a real good time. That's why I tend to like somewhat breezy days. As long as the wind isn't too cold. Yeah, well, sometimes it's also kind of weird, because I think my body also, if I go from, like, a somewhat stable temperature to, even if it's, like, a degree warmer or a degree, like, cooler, my body starts freaking out. It's like, ah! It'll kind of settle afterwards, but, like, the sweatiness has already happened. But anyway, all in all, at least the weather's getting a bit better. Fall is coming upon us, which is very exciting. I'm very excited. I think the one really funny thing that comes up when fall is, like, around the corner is the meme of, very specifically, I think, American, like, white American... the girls that, like, come out with their pumpkin spice latte and those very specific looking outfits. I'm just like, for some reason, even though it's become almost like a meme. A lot of people are like, we actually really like, we find it endearing that like, oh, the fall girlies are back. If someone never sweats and is blinking sideways, they are a lizard person. I'll keep that in mind. I gotta go donate this. Be careful, they will steal your shrimp. They better not. Oh, you've never been a millennial hater? Well, that's good. I don't... There's such a weird, like, war that goes on. Isn't Zoomer, like between Gen Z and millennial, right? After 96. Yeah. It's like, it's weird, right? I think we're considered technically Gen Z, but I don't know. I'm asking a question. What do we call... Okay, well, now you got me having to look this up. Oh, and someone's calling me. I'm so overwhelmed. Hold on. Okay, wait. I am right. Zoomer... apparently Generation Z and Zoomers are, like, interchangeably used. I mean, I feel like... Wait a minute. I'm just confusing myself. Wasn't there a term for, like, Gen Z, for, like, the early Gen Z that relates more to millennials than they do the newer Gen Z? I'm pretty sure that was something else that popped up. Zillenial? Is that what it is? Because I was just about to say, I'm like, that's what I am. I am whatever the mid-state is. It's just because it's like, I'm technically Gen Z, or I guess Zoomer, Gen Z, Zoomer, whatever it's called, right? But I relate, I think, more to millennial stuff just because I grew up like an older sibling, so more of that influence. But like, I love all the Hogwarts house things, you know, everyone was like relating to that kind of stuff. And there's like just a good chunk of like the younger Gen Z Zoomers that I'm like, I don't know why you have such hatred for millennial things. Oh my god, I think time progressing so fast in terms of lifestyle. Honestly, oh, it's so crazy to see how, like, quickly the younger gens trying to act like they're older. Like, doing activities that older people would do. Like, it's... Or maybe it's just, like, changed. Like, I feel like, John Smiith, we talked about this a little before, but it's like, you look at 15-year-olds back in the day, and they were on, like, camcorders, messing around with their friends, doing, I'm gonna do air quotes, dances, but it's not like the dances of TikTok nowadays. It's like, they're just having, like, they're messing around and having a fun time, and now you see, like, 15-year-olds of today, they're doing skincare routines. They're doing dances with trendy clothes, and, like, it's all about, I mean, you're right, social media, man. This kid's trying to look adult. And the thing is, right, there's been a lot of kids that are like, well, we want to, you know, grow up soon and whatnot, right? And I'm like, that's totally reasonable. What's not totally reasonable is that normally in the past they would fail because they were, like, and this is in a good way, they would fail to act adult-like because they were young and they chose to go do, you know, like, young people things. Now it's just weird. Now I don't know. Now I feel like kids are worrying now about how they appear on social media over how they appear to their like community around them. Oh, what's here? You want me to find... Okay, well, I don't think I'll be able to do that, so. Here. So, it's kind of crazy. Let's go up here. It is crazy though, being like I think the last gen to, and we didn't truly not have it, I guess maybe, but being the last gen who who didn't grow up exclusively on social media. I'd rather hear it from people experiencing it than the TikTok heresy sucks. Impossible because I refuse to talk to the kids. They are annoying and drain my energy. That's the thing. It's like on top of, and obviously this is, we're not talking about everyone, right? But there's so many problems right now, at least I think in America with kids, and a lot of like behavioral issues, whether or not it be, you know, mental problems or lack of manners or respect for like I feel like school has now become a big issue, and it's not really fully being addressed properly. But half of it is like, I feel like 60% of it is now more on the student side, but like there is an important element in the 40% that like the school also has to deal with. Oh, okay. A lack of patience does, yeah, that does tend to, sway things, but it definitely has gotten a little worse. I keep on saying, as once you hit middle school, that's also, you know, I think when puberty starts for some kids, and that's the worst time because it's just the kids are like not feeling great, but obviously they're not mature enough to realize that like you're not feeling great, so you shouldn't be projecting your like uncomfortableness onto everyone. And normally that ends up with them just being angry at everyone, and I don't even want to say it's rebellious, but they actively want to like, once again, it's weird. It's like it's not even a conscious desire, but it just ends up like manifesting as like they just need to like, you know, upheaval and like all that kind of stuff. YouTuber I watch as a substitute teacher. That's rough. That's rough. Have I donate everything? Donated. Okay. Substitute teaching probably sucks, though. Okay. Okay. Pause the phone. A third grader calls someone ugly randomly and then uses slurs. See, I'm like, that's a parent problem. Why is your third grader like cussing? Why is your third grader using slurs? Like, did the parents not teach their like literally third grader that, hey, you hurt people's feelings when you say things like this? Hey, it'll make me very sad. Like, where did the like, I thought this gen was supposed to be about like awareness of like feelings and everything like that. The one that's like currently, you know, having kids. Oh god, it's crazy. Karen raised is also crazy. I mean, not everyone's like a Karen, I'm assuming, right? And weren't we more like, by this point, like the boomers have more Karens? I don't know if the boomers have more Karens than whatever's in the middle. I'm trying to think about what I need to do here. I'm gonna sell some stuff. But it's just, there's a lack of 100% respect being like instilled in these. And, you know, maybe half of it has to do with, like, there is, like, a good group of people that are like, you need to give kids as much autonomy as you can possibly get. So it's like, parents shouldn't ever do anything that would make a kid feel bad. Because then that's like, I don't want to say it's like putting up strong boundaries, not letting, like, you know, kids do what they want. It's like, hey, there is a limit. You can't just let kids have like so much freedom that they don't end up understanding boundaries or anything like that. Yeah, lack of Karen is also, I would say, someone with a lack of social awareness, or doesn't, I guess, care enough to pay mind to it. Yeah, they're just mini Karens now. They're 3-year-old Karens or third grader Karens. Cause like, I think America also has this problem too. It's like, sure, we're very individual based. We think each individual has like their own merit. But at the end of the day, we all live in a society, and when you live in a society, you have to, like, to a certain degree, adhere to society's rules. And it's like, these rules aren't exact. All of them are not meant to cause like chaos. They're not meant to be like annoying, right? Like one of the rules, like I believe that should exist is, hey, try to keep your environment as clean as you can so everyone can enjoy it, right? If you want to go to a park, right, and there's litter everywhere, well, it's like, well, guess what? Not only do you not really get to enjoy the park as fully as you should be able to, but like everyone else also finds it annoying, right? So that's technically a social rule that we try to, I think society should try to enforce. Now, once again, we live in I think an extremely individual society, so there's a good chunk of people that don't care about that. They're like, well, it's not my problem to make sure that your environment is good. Like, it's like, why do I have to care about you? It's like, okay, wow. Like, there's a line you draw between being selfish for survival's sake and just being selfish, and like for like just because you're just being rude. Remind myself what's here. Because there are some things that people like need to be educated on about, like, well, clearly this is not a good thing, blah blah blah. Like, that stuff aside, right? Some things as simple as like littering isn't good, I feel like almost everyone understands, right? But some people still do it. Gotta look for a king scallop. Oh, the fish. Yikes. We're gonna catch some fishies. Let's go diving. Beep boop. I like how we went from the weather to like the American school system and kids. See, isn't this what it's like to have a podcast? You just kind of like go from like one topic to another, meandering. Not everyone is able to do empathy, but you should be able to conceptualize other people are full humans that matter as much as you. Yeah. Because it's like we're all stuck on this earth together, right? We're all trying to live in a way that causes the least amount of trouble for not only ourselves, but it's like, if you're a good person, hopefully you'll try to minimize harm to other people as well. And I think that's part of like the social contract we get into with other people when we live in a society. And I don't think, and when you focus too much on like, oh, like you're so special, And, like, obviously these words are true to a certain extent. Like, each person is different, but it's like, you're so special, you shouldn't even care about anyone else. It's like, okay, calm down, okay? Because now, if only I matter, well, then what's to, like, say, like, what's, like, the counterpoint of me then saying, well, then, why do I have to care about anyone else? And then following through with that. I think one of the most suckiest things is I feel like I always have the assumption that people have common sense. And on good occasion, I'm like, disappointingly, I come to the realization that there are so many people that just, like, no consideration ever goes through their brain for, like, other people and stuff like that. So I get, in those instances, I get pretty disappointed. I think the best part of the individual is individual thinking, but if you're just following something instead of thinking for yourself and not caring about the public... Yeah. Okay. I believe I understand. You're talking about the royal you, because you said you were just missing the point, and then I was like, what? What did I miss? But, yeah, because either extreme is bad, right? Like, the extreme of you should just follow and never question, even with the idea of, in like a, put, like, air quotes, positive way of, make sure you're nice to other people. Well, if someone does something wrong to you... No, I figured it out. Don't worry, John Smiith. I use my brain. It's like, if someone does something wrong to you, but everyone's like, well, you have to be nice all the time, even though on principle that sounds good, that's technically not good. Okay, I finished that. Ding, ding, ding. We win. I like to talk in hypothetical where you are the person in question during the sentence. No, yeah, I was like, that's why I was like, the royal you. I understood because I had to go back and read the last sentence because I was like, okay, I'm missing the comment, and I think will give me more information. Anyway, it's like middle of the line. That's why it's like you have to have a balance. I think that's what it is. Okay, well, now you got me. Sometimes I say things and don't realize I'm wrong. But I'm like 80% sure. Yeah, royal you. It is the use of the first person plural by an individual to refer to him or herself. It's called royal. That I don't even understand what that meant. Yeah, the word, okay, Urban Dictionary, the use of the word you in reference to the general population rather than one specific person. Okay. Royal you. I am not incorrect, which means I am, I think, presumably correct in this manner. Oh my god, trust me, my grammar normally sucks when I'm writing. It's I try my best, okay? So Zach would yell at me, but Saba, you're a writer, and I'm like, yeah. Doesn't mean I'm good at grammar. I'm good at coming up with stories. But in this case, the royal you, I believe that's the correct way of saying that. It just refers to, like, the general population. I do it too. I talk like that as well, so. What's happening? I'm sorry. Is that, like, the ghost of a giant? I think you're probably correct. Like, the way you said it wasn't bad, as a matter of fact, I think because it was a separate, what is it, comment, that I realized that I was like, oh, I'm missing, like, this is technically, that statement's attached to the previous comment, and I just had to go back and read it. Oh, when you say things like, yeah, on Goof You're on Purpose makes sense, too. Yeah, if it was connected, I feel like way more understandable. English is also, like, crazy when it comes to some of its rules. So I also wouldn't be surprised if many people get confused. Oh, he's just here. Gong wants to talk to humans and play tricks on them. Mute maxing. I am talking to myself. I'm definitely not crazy. She thinks I'm crazy. I guess I'm just gonna return back to talking to Gong, okay. Like commute maxing? Is that the goofy? Commute maxing is really funny. That I would say is a smart blending of words that have recently popped off. I need to run. I need to run. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, I probably should have just taken the portal. But anyway, let me go back to the question at hand. Scroll up a little bit. Vocabulary trends? Can you give me an example? Because I feel like I kind of understand what you're saying, but my brain's also not giving me anything. Oh, okay. Don't. Oh God, no! Not the skibbity, not the skibbity. No. Okay. You have already given me two things, which I have opposite reactions to. Okay. Maxing is funny. Okay, I think maxing is fine, right? Because it's almost like in terms of like value. I think that's okay. The word whatever blank core, I like that. I think that's pretty good. I have a beef to pick with what is it? The term coded. I despise the term. I don't know. It's like, you know, the same way people are against the word moist. That's the anger they feel for that word is what I feel for coded. It's just, I dislike the word. The silent generation. Some slangs are just crazy. Feel free. Sometimes I'm just like, are you really, like, why do you feel the need? Because some slang is just like a shorter version of like an actual word, or some are like oxymorons, which I think some are fine, but then like others I'm just like, why? Oh, cruising for a cruising. Ayo, daddy-o. Yes, so far all these are pretty great. I want to make sure none of the... Ooh, I can offer one of them. Okay. Poolsville? Weird. Okay. Putting just Ville. Okay, it's okay. I think that one's a little older now. I think maybe that's a little dated, but I can imagine pulling out, like, you know, right into Coolsville. It's a little like, what is it? Old commercials, I feel like. Okay, I'm looking for a rock. Where are the rocks? Here we go. Some of the old slang is fun. Museum. But like, what is it? Some of, like, maybe newer, I would call like oxymoronic stuff that I'm like, that just sounds kind of stupid. Is like, oh, call it being like, ooh, that's so... I don't even know if, okay, you know, just so I'm not an idiot. Am I... Okay, no, there we go. I did find it. I did find the stupid thing. Knuckle sandwich is like calling your car your chariot. That's really funny. Okay, so like an example of like an oxymoronic slang term is like calling something dirty for it also to mean it's like good. Like, oh, it's so well done. Like, ooh, that's real. Like, they did it like dirty or something like that. And it's funny because like dirty stands for like 4 other freaking things, right? But the oxymoronic slang now is that like, ooh, it's so dirty, or it's like we're so down bad and stuff like that. For like, you call something bad to mean good, you call something dirty to mean like good as well. Like, I like some stuff like someone has like drip. Like, technically that's not an oxymoron. It just means like they're dripping with like or from what I think, it's like they're dripping charisma, like their clothing is like really good. Like, hag to meet a hot woman that's fairly young. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. But if that's a thing, then like, wow. Like, I don't think I would want to be calling people hags. Especially since hag means like, for the most part, like the original meaning's like a, I don't know if it's like an annoying, but like an older woman that's like really fussy or something like that. To go over here. A decrepit old witch. See, for hot women in their 30s, like, this doesn't make any sense. Why though? Why would you do that? Why do you feel the need to do that? I do think it's funny, but at the same time, it's like, really? Like, really? Did we really have to do that? That's why people get so confused. I think I like slang that isn't oxymoronic, but like adds like takes a bit from like the meaning of the original word to then associate it with something else. Fighting the stereotype that, oh, women after 25 are not hot by showing how crazy that I do. So, in order to satirize that, we'll call younger women hags. MILF and cougar? Are MILFs and DILFs old now? I feel like people would still use that term, maybe. Like, cougar's like a real old term. I'm not sure how many people use that anymore, yeah. Because, I mean, but cougar and MILF are technically... Don't they have different meanings? They close. They're still open. But at the same time, it's like, I don't even know how often, like, we would even bring up the word, right? Because it's meant to describe such a very specific scenario, right? Like, versus, like, calling someone a hag because we find them, like, somewhat attractive. So, like, okay. Let me see if I could break this down. Okay, I feel like I understand what you're saying. Hold on. Okay, so by definition, right? This is getting really kind of funnily weird. By definition, a cougar, right, is an older woman who kind of goes after younger guys, right? So we still use, like, the word for its definition, but we're also, I think, without verifying it, we also use the word. Same with, like, MILF. Right? So it's like, some people will just call anyone a cougar because they want to call them old or something like that. Or we'll just, they'll call someone, and this is the weird thing, right? There are some people that have attributed, I'm gonna air quote this, energy to certain like words or certain like descriptors. So they're like, oh, MILFs are usually described as, because obviously from what MILF means, like an attractive like mom or something like that, right? So they take that energy, they're like, oh yes, the attractive mom, right? And if you give off like mom energy and you happen to be attractive, you, without even having to be a mom, they'll just call you a MILF. Like, so it's so weird. Like people are just, I don't even know. It's just so weird. Like it's gone out of the territory of like we're still like attributing it to like a hot mom, but without it being a hot mom. Oh, and this is why I say English is confusing. I just want things to make sense. I need things to stop being so confusing. I have one left. Ah! Throw away this rock. Who needs a rock? Etymology nerd about the history of words? That's pretty dope. I tend to have like somewhat of a battle with myself about certain words that I feel like are okay versus certain other words that like people in society kind of want to switch the meaning of, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You're trying to switch this meaning only to like suit or to specify the word in a way so like it'll only be particular to you guys, or it's like you're not changing the word for the like the sake of the word, but it's like, I guess whatever, if society changes it then it's like whatever. But sometimes I'm like, well, I'm not gonna use the new terminology because that's not what it originally meant. So that's kind of tough. There are other times where I'm like, okay, the changing of this word makes sense, versus other times where I'm like, nope, you're just being a douchebag for wanting to change this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, pause. We're gonna pause. This is another interesting example. I think the word ick is an alright word. People just keep using it in stupid ways. Like, if you want to say something, like, because an ick is just something that, like, oh, irritates you, right? About, like, a certain behavior or a certain action or whatever. But it's like, people are now, like, using the word ick to justify, like, I've seen it a lot for, like, on, like, when I'm just scrolling around for, like, girls dismissing an entire relationship because like someone does something kind of weird. Yeah, like it's, and it may not even be, it may be a pet peeve, but then it's just like, because pet peeves, well, no, I think it'll probably lean most heavily into pet peeve because, yeah, because it's like an irrational irritation at something. But it's like, yeah, because it's just been used to like irrationally dismiss like a relationship, and who knows, it may just be half of it may not be real, it's the internet, right? But like that's what I'm seeing. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, you people are so shallow. TikTok is insane coded. God dang it, stop using the term coded. Coded is so stupid. But it's incredibly, you're incredibly shallow if you're like, uh ick ick blank, because like this is such an ick, like taking off, like swinging your, what is it, legs like you're a toddler because your feet don't touch the ground. It's like, what's wrong with you? Grow up. Insane pilled, that's more, I'll take that. Okay, coded, I hate the term coded for some reason. It's just bad. Insane pilled? Oh, that's reasonable. Okay, I don't. The unreasonable burning passion of hatred that I have for coded is just, it exists within me, and I can't do anything about it. Brussels sprouts? Okay, we've come to a middle ground. Yeah, there's a couple of other words that mean the same thing, right? That's why I like the term core, right? So I think like you could use core or pilled or whatever, but coded is just you. Let me get rid of this too. I think, and I can, but here, let me preface to you, just so I'm not seen as like a crazy person. Uh, the reason why I don't like coded, and funny enough, it actually relates to, oh, let me finish. I'm not a huge fan of core because it's actually used seriously. Tell me, okay, give me an example of the serious stuff, okay? So maybe I can understand, I can understand why. Well, I'll give you my example. Oh, it's hard. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hardcore. Wait, but when we say like blank core, isn't there usually a hyphen in it? Like if something it reminds me of like Zach, I say it's Zach like dash core. Cuz I'm like, okay, you brought up an interesting point. Hardcore. I don't know. Oh man, I'm stumped. You kind of stumped me with that. I feel like it's a little bit different, but that's an interesting premise. That's an interesting premise you brought up, sir. Um, but yeah, I just don't like coded. Half of it has to do with actually, funny enough, like I said, like books and stories and stuff. Um, and it's because when people say something is blank coded, they're under the they almost speak in a way as if, oh, the author actually intended to make like this character blank, like this certain characteristic, but they just didn't outright choose to say so. And it's like, wait a minute, you don't get to make that assumption that this is what the author intended. Like, if you want to relate to a character, sure, by all means, you could say, oh, I see my own characteristics within this character, even though, like, they're not expressly labeled as, like, such, right? And that's, like, the beauty of characters. But when you say, oh, blank is totally, what is it, like, emo coded, just because the character maybe likes the color black more, it's like, no, you're stupid. No. You can like that the character likes black because maybe you're emo and you like the color black, but it's like, unless the author specifies like otherwise, you don't get to say that. So that's what I don't like. It's like a push of, it's not just like you liking or associating the character with maybe some a type of concept you like. It's going past that to say, no, it was intended to be that. Yeah, if you want to send it on Discord, yeah, sure. By the way, Nightcore is kind of funny. Because Nightcore is like, the idea is that it's the concept of what Nightcore is, right? Which is like usually sped up or like higher pitched like music videos. So I think Nightcore has almost become a noun. And who knows, maybe it's because it wasn't hyphenated. Like, the term blank core, I think, is relatively new, actually, John Smiith. So it's like, Nightcore existed before this phenomenon of blank core, like cottage core. And actually, interesting enough, bringing up cottage core, I don't think cottage core has a hyphen either. Oh, God. Suddenly I'm like, we're freaking it out. I think blank core is the, yeah, but like I feel like people just, yeah. Like there's like older generation stuff that used to have the term core in it, but that kind of meant something else in the past versus now it's just kind of like, oh, things related to a certain theme. And I think if Nightcore had come out maybe more recently, maybe it would have fallen into the category, but it hasn't. So we're a little interesting. Like YouTuber versus VTuber. Yeah, yeah. Hardcore to cottagecore. Honestly, if you were to say hardcore now, and remember, so like cottagecore and all these other things actually usually refer to an aesthetic. I'm pretty sure some people will have probably made an aesthetic around hardcore. Hard-coded. Yes, yeah. I'm just so mad because I know the term coat, like something's been coded, also like exists. And I'm like, okay, if I think about it in that term, my anger lessens. But oh man. But oh man, having to like escape and like remind myself it is not what I think it is. It is not the newer term of whatever coded or whatnot or whatnot. Ooh, let me watch the thing you said. Oh. Oh, that's super cool. Hard coded is real. I believe you, trust me. See what you've sent me, I find is really interesting, right? Because when new things are being developed, right, we have to create new terms along with it. And the only like our understanding revolves around what does this new thing remind me of? And if you're able to attribute like the new word in a way where it can help evoke what it like looks like, then it'll make it easier to understand. So like they say, they think the comment about like frame, because like the film tape, right, looks like a frame or a picture, like in a frame or something like that. That's interesting, right? A film frame. So it's like we never had like when films first came out, like it was a new concept. I think the frame for each thing, right? So you had to create something, a word, to define it, and so you used what was the closest reasonable thing that you could associate it with and have like the understanding of. That's real interesting. That stuff is cool. Like how the save icon is a floppy disk because you could only save in a floppy disk. Yeah, so that's actually, and that's super interesting because I remember talking about this with other people, and it's like a lot of maybe younger gen don't really know what a floppy disk is, but because the floppy disk, when it first came about, uh, like, you know, is to save information, right? Using it as like the save icon makes sense. And it's almost like retro now. Also, the phone icon is a landline. Yes, yes. Honestly, I like the old one too because it has a very unique silhouette, right? Like modern day phones are just rectangles. Have you seen the thing, John Smiith, where like two different generations they're asked questions on like hand symbols, like what is the hand sign? And I'm not talking about like actual like signing, but like what's the hand motion for like picking up a phone, for like putting like hanging up the phone, or rolling up your window. Like all that stuff is super interesting because it's like that's technically changed, but I feel like it looks even more generic now. These are all very interesting conversations. Which I would describe a very curious mind. I like learning about stuff, so chatting about entomology and all these things is quite intriguing. Time is okay. I think I'm gonna go to the 30 mark, so we have about 30 minutes before I wrap up. Oh, entomology? Oh, whoopsies. That's one thing I don't. That's one thing. Okay, maybe. Okay, hold on. We're rewinding. We're rewinding. Entomology is interesting, but not as much as the study of words. I don't. Okay. Oh my god. How do you even pronounce that? It's E-T-Y? Mology? Etymology? I guess it's just etymology. I'm just stupid. And then there's E-N-T. Things, Latin's too close to each other, okay? The study of bugs may also be potentially interesting, but it's definitely not as interesting as words to me. I'm more afraid of bugs than anything. Entomology. Boogs. Honestly, I feel like so many problems of this world are caused by bugs. I would die. I have a bad memory, so I think I would actually just die if I were to need to learn all the drug names. Honestly, imagine like just all of the, and it's like I don't even know. I'm impressed by medical people. They do a lot of stuff. Are all of these the same plant? Drug names, disease names. I mean, like, technically a lot of stuff is pure memorization to a certain degree, but I don't know, it just feels different to have to, like, literally it's just a list you have to memorize versus, like, understanding concepts. This guy's not new. I don't understand why. You have to tell me I caught him. Oh, look, we have Christmas festival. Okay, I think my best bet is maybe to just go underwater again. I've accomplished a lot there. Monkey! Monkey. Secondary monkey. Leprechaun hat? Lancon? Okay, I can't spend money on stuff. I have to wait. I look scary. It's a wasp. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'ma check it out. Okay. What? Sark, snark, and not what? Okay. Okay. It's weird, but then why should we call them like punctuation if they're essentially not if they're literally not part of like our what is it? Our letter system, right? If they're not part of like traditional keyboards, why not just say like why not create a new term like they're mood indicators, right? Why don't we cuz like sure, what is it? Question marks, exclamation marks could also be a mood indicator, but they're like they're part of like the normal like what is it? Our normal keyboard setup, right? Like with numbers and letters and grammar and stuff like that. The emojis are like relatively new, right? So I can kind of see the idea of like, oh, this is similar to evoking a mood, because technically a period on principle should not be invoking a mood. It's just something we've begun associating with it. But on the other hand, why not just create a new like category of words and just say these are like mood indicators? And you can throw emojis in, you can throw like question mark and thing, but why would you add it to punctuation? Why would you now put it under the category of punctuation? Because technically punctuation doesn't indicate mood per se. She ate it. Yeah. So you're relaying mood, and I totally get it. I totally get that, right? But why call it punctuation is what I'm trying to say, because it's like, because punctuation doesn't inherently indicate mood. Why don't you just create a new word and say this is like a mood indicator? That's the interesting part. Like, we're sometimes like totally willing to create new words, and then other times where we just want to cram like this new idea into like a pre-existing word. Like, I don't think I would have like an objection to like adding the term mood indicator as like a new thing. If punctuation, and I think I may understand, like an exclamation mark I think indicates something, though it's really hard to say. It's like it's based on like the sentence as well. Like it's this is where you get like down into the weeds of it. Like and a question mark will always indicate like maybe it like you're puzzled or it's like a question, right? But sometimes a question mark can mean sarcasm. Sometimes a question mark could mean like, it depends on what the sentence is. So inherently, besides being like it's a question, I feel like the mood part, it becomes a little separate. It becomes like you have to use a different part of almost like your brain to figure out what the punctuation ends up meaning. Like, what is the punctuation indicating in terms of mood? I don't know, it just feels weird. And who knows, maybe it's because it's so new that like I understand that like people also fight against new things. I tend to be like overly cautious. I'm like, okay, by making this change, are we actually making things easier for people to understand, or are we just confusing them because like one person was like, but it makes sense to me? When I was a kid, I used to think emojis were really dumb, but now I see how they have a huge utility. If you are not speaking matter of fact, they are super useful. Sure, they're like, and they're almost like flavor, right? They're like flavor text, where they could just add a bit of pizzazz, and it breaks up what is it? Just like maybe the monotony of text. But I will say, because it's fun, if you talk to someone who, like, within every other word, as they're trying to convey to you, they use emojis. I'm like, okay, you feel like you're more like a kid to me, because it's almost like, well, words aren't enough for you to like convey your thing, and sometimes it's fun. Sure. I think your comment totally it does add a little more, though. At the same time, at least for me, I think it would totally make sense to me even if you just made this statement without the emojis. Like, I would still be as hyped. And who knows, maybe like, who knows, maybe if you had just simply put the exclamation marks, I think perhaps it would have invoked something similar, you know? Like, you can forego exclamation mark because you put the emoji. Slay versus slay, okay. Well, now I think that's okay, now we're talking about emojis relating to a foreign concept almost. It like the idea of what is it? Like you said, slay, like almost as in I slayed my enemies versus like the one with the nails. Oh my god. I don't know. You got me thinking so much, John Smiith here. Okay, my brain is it's overworked itself. I think. Wait, what? What do you need me to wait here for? Did that look like it got clean to you? What am I missing here? Oh, there's like 25 of these. Ooh. Well, I had a lot of fun too. Now I'm just like, my brain's like, okay, words, emojis, entomology, bugs. Yes. See, this is what I call my bread and butter. I like talking about the weird things. And I'm not talking about sometimes the weird as in what the boys talk about weird. I'm talking about like just chatting about words and how words are used. Some people would call me boring, okay? But I would say this was definitely a fun conversation. Because I mean, it's definitely like it's reflected in the real world, right? It ends up being like people will get into arguments about this stuff because, like, in reality, people actually care about words and their meaning and stuff. But that's why we should be able to talk about it like this, because sometimes it is crazy and sometimes things don't make sense, and only through talking can we figure it out. Get over here. Ugh, flatworm. Ooh, we did it. Okay, I'm gonna park my anchor right here. We're gonna go back up. I believe it is the festival time. We exited right at the festival, which is dope. To kill all arthropods? What is that? What violence are we committing? Why are we committing violence? Centipede, spider, barnacles. Ugh. Wait, are those the guy with the shells? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Do I have an understanding of this? Oh, it's a category of things. Ugh. Oh, because I thought we were talking about, what is that sea creature? Um, that's like really old and its blood is blue. I thought we were talking about that. I'm like, what did they do? Those guys are kind of just existing. I will say, that's what I said. I don't remember their names. They're the ones in the ocean that have like shells. I have an exoskeleton, I think, and they just kind of exist in there, and their blood is blue. Whoa, trivia! No, they're not crabs. Crustaceans, I thought were just like a loose term for like shelled creatures. Okay, hold on. Now you got me looking this up. Oh, they are crabs. It's the, okay, hold on. Are we sure? I'm thinking of I guess maybe, yeah. It's the horseshoe crab. I didn't realize they were called crabs. Maybe Pokemon's influenced me and I'm thinking of a Pokemon instead. The name of a Pokemon's. That makes sense. That does look like a fossil, doesn't it? Whoa! How is that a crab? See, that's the question. That's why my mind didn't automatically think crab when I saw it. Yeah, those guys are interesting. They got, like I said, blue blood. Wow, I just won. Nice. I will say, if you did come across that, being unnerved is not unreasonable. It definitely doesn't look like something we would, encounter normally. Oh, I have to hit with... Oh, their mouths need to be open! I missed him! I'm gonna get him. Yes! No, he closed his mouth! Got him. I got his butt. Okay, maybe I can get the... No! He closed his mouth! Okay, pause. I only have 3 seconds. I can't see anything. Okay, alright. I'm sensitive to getting icks from weird looking, like I have... Oh, you have... Is that tryptophobia? Second place? I need to beat this kid. I need to beat this kid. My inventory full. That's fine. One more time. Yeah, tryptophobia. It's for sure an interesting... Oh my god! Come on! Oh no, I can't be actively getting worse. Oopsie daisy. Oh, I missed it. That was oh, I missed it again. I will say, it's a very, like, phobias are also pretty interesting, like, people's irrational fear of things. Missed him. I got him. I missed the other guy. Oh. They're spinning too fast! Shoot, I'm gonna fail. You don't know, it just stay away. I know what it is. Oh, peach fuzz. See, I failed! Oh, god dang it. Okay, one more time. One more time. I think that we'll probably round out today's stream with finishing this whole festival section. That'll be fun. Cryptophobia is interesting, but, like, yeah, irrational fears are pretty good because... They're not pretty good, but they're interesting because it's, like... Fears normally come from a really real place, right? It's like you should be afraid of something, or people are normally afraid of things that can do harm to them, right? And it's, like, reasonable. You should be afraid of, like, a giant, like, guy that's swinging a pickaxe. Yeah, right? Like, logic would dictate that that dude is probably out to murder you. But, like, a bunch of tiny, like, porous holes on something, it's like, that's not really, like, you're not really gonna die via that, but people are scared of it. Come on. I almost picked up an evil guy. I got 52 again. How am I supposed to feel? How am I supposed to beat this? I learned about the Tripto when I was waiting at a bus stop and the marble had natural porous holes and I felt my hair rise. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not sure what's making people think about it. Now, also, did like, I don't know if you were watching a video or something, but did it have music on it? And this is a really interesting thing because if it had music on it, what type of music is it? Because that's the influence of music is something that is very intriguing and could have actually, okay, no music, and could have actually helped to influence that. Because that's a lot of what happens in, I don't want to say film, but like, right, games, all of that, because they utilize music. Come on, I can't lose. Come on, open your mouths. No, I got to 55. Yeah, so I imagine if you're looking at like a video of like, oh, tryptophobia, right? And then they put scary music, you're gonna get freaked out more. Like you may not have been freaked out, but like the music and the vibe of the video may have freaked you out more. Okay. I'm just gonna be here for days. Come on. No! I need to get the golds. I need to get the golds. Oh. I cannot end this with losing. I've come so far. I don't even know the lyrics properly right now, but I cannot have a child beat me at this game. What? That was unfair. Get him! I can't believe it. I literally saw it in real life before I knew it existed, not the phobia erasure. Well, that's the thing. Because like it's just an irrational fear, right? So it's like you don't know if you have it until you see it. I can't believe he closed his mouth. I'm gonna focus on one guy at a time. Get all the golds. I was right there, sir. I don't find that fair. Please open your mouth so I can take you. Focus on one thing at a time. Oh! I beat it! I won! And by the way, we do call, like, not all phobias are irrational, I will say, actually. I forgot that, like, the term to start off with is like... Like, you can have a phobia of heights, right? That's not unreasonable. I think I remember having a magnet fishing toy as a kid. Looking similar to this one and then looking up the spinny disc. I think, like, another one of the, like, a fear that's, like, actually reasonable is people have fear of the deep ocean. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. The ocean is, like... Oh my god, there's so many mini games. Wait, what am I doing? Oh. Oh, I'm stupid! Oh, okay, okay. That's what happens when I don't understand the rules. Okay. Got you. Not that one. Did I not do that correctly? Am I tripping? Okay, so 4 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then... Oh no. 1... What do you mean match it? What's wrong with this? Okay, stop it. I think it was this. Someone, I can't believe this. Can't believe this. No. Cocoa seedling. Okay. I think the thing about phobias is you can't choose them and you can't turn them off and they have consistent triggers. Yeah, it's like you have no conscious control whether or not like this will turn into a phobia for you. I think there are... Okay. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, but I think some stuff can happen via, like, being traumatized or whatever, but, for the most part, they're kind of uncontrollable, you know? Oh, I think you have to get it perfect. Which sucks. You know, one of the phobias... Oh, yeah, the uncanny valley. Yeah... Well, that's true for mainly... Oh, I don't remember what these looked like here. Oh shoot, I just didn't remember what that looked like back there. Like back in the day, like even for like creatures in... Oh god, hold on. I need to memorize this. Hold on. I'm not going to be able to memorize this. This is way too difficult. Okay. No, that was wrong. No, this one was wrong. That's wrong too. I did it! No, I didn't do it. I failed. Oh my god. Okay, let me read what you're saying. You know, yeah, the uncanny valley. I am joking. I don't believe in evolutionary psychology. No, but okay. There are things in science. There are creatures that have evolved to mimic looking like other creatures. as a way to, like, as a defense mechanism, right? So if you, I think one of the direct examples is that you could look this up too. There's a creature, a bug that looks just like a ladybug, but they're not ladybugs. They're fake ladybugs. So I think the idea of, like, needing to keep an eye out for things that are different than you is there, like, you know, because I think there's probably a precedent of, like, someone that looks like you but is not you, right, invading your group and then destroying it from the inside. So to a certain degree, I think it's maybe baked into potentially almost every creature, the idea of, like, there's something off about it, you know? There's something off about, like, the things that fall into the uncanny valley. I think also what is it? Our brains are good at recognizing, and I think it's almost like a subconscious thing. It's like we understand proportions. We understand, like, things are supposed to be proportionate to a certain degree. So, and where things are kind of supposed to be spatially placed when it comes to people, right? Because, like, oh, your arms should always be, like, at your thighs, I think, like upper thighs when you're standing up. Your eyes are supposed to be, like, if you cut the face in half, it's like the top it's like half of the top half segment. Like, these things you should always be consistent, right? There's obviously some little variety in there, but, like, our brains could normally recognize that. Uncanny Valley, it's like, that's being stretched too far now. Something is not right here. Our brains, like, recognize a proportion's off, a sizing thing is off, but so that's why, like, and I think our brains would rather indicate and, like, put something as dangerous before saying it's safe, because it's better to be safe than sorry, you know? Okay. Like, something familiar but off, yeah. Liminal spaces, yeah. Liminal spaces are interesting. They're not the same thing as the uncanny valley, because I think that's specifically for people, but it's like the same thing. It's very subtle. Obvious things are not as scary. The scary things are so subtle you can't put... It looks off, yeah. So the liminal spaces are interesting. I'd like to learn more maybe about liminal spaces, but uncanny valley makes sense to me. Because we, like, it's survival, right? It's like we need to make sure that what we're seeing is correct, you know? Yes! Normally, I think the more we look at it, though, we're able to recognize why something looks off, you know? Like, we're like, oh, this mouth is too big, right? But it's like ooh, that's wrong. Ooh, that's also wrong. That was my bad. This place is comfortable and calming too, but one weird noise and one too many footsteps can turn it scary. I think the idea of that is also, like, it's a really big space, and when you hear a noise but you don't see anything, that's when it becomes like, what's wrong? You know? Why is this weird? Okay, I got it. It's seemingly empty. Well, apparently from what some people were saying is that liminal spaces were... What the frick is this? Gee willikers, I am not gonna remember this. So... There's 4 in the middle. I just took that off. And... too far up. Yeah, that one was hard. Oh god. I won though! Doesn't matter, I win! Okay. Okay, I did 5, 7, 6. We're gonna do 4. Ooh. Oh my god. Come on. What? How did I hit the duck, but I didn't hit the thing? Can't believe that's a duck. Those are not ducks. No! Why did the ducks stay for longer? I can't believe this kid is outbeating me in these games. Oh god. Anyway, half of this whole conversation is inherently fascinating to me because these are the not the questions, but these are the tactics and understandings people have to influence stories, you know? It's like movies, right? How can we make a movie scarier? Well, it's, you know, by understanding people's, like, psychology, we can help influence and, like, make it a very effective story. And that's what makes all of this so dope. Okay, I beat the kid. I'm just, you know, a little bit competitive. Not a lot. Hello, people. So number 3... the mini game. Don't worry, feel free to head off if you need to. I'm just wrapping this up, so I'm gonna hit up all the spots here and then I'll be out. Thanks, John Smiith, for joining me. How do I join this? Oh, I gotta participate in this. Thank you. I'm gonna beat these children. Oh no, trivia. That's a peach. That's a plum. Shoot, they have mangosteen as an option. That's a rose. That's white truffle. That's a papaya? That's a... Oh, frick. Blue card... Yeah. That's a pop. What did I press? Did I press peony? Oh, no. That was bad. I need to do that again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I failed. Okay, well, I think I may be here for longer than I expect. I do need to wrap this up, though. That's a turnip. That's corn. That's a potato. That's a banana. That's a sunflower. That's definitely not a sunflower there, though. That's bamboo. It was not a bamboo shoot. Fine, I'm willing to admit that I was wrong there. That's cotton. That's a pineapple. That's an orchid. That's wheat. Is that rice or wheat? This is wheat. The other one was rice. My bad. That's it. Coffee bean. You can have it. Okay. Whatever, I won. But like, cocoa bean versus coffee bean. Come on, those look very similar. This is gonna be bad. This I don't know if I know as much about. That's a hibiscus. What? I can't believe I'm already failing. Zebra mussel. That's... Don't know. I can't remember. Just... Cosmo. Celery. Purple cowrie shell. That's Sea salt. That's kombu. I don't even remember what that is. That's a scalpinska. Oh no. Okay, hold on. I gotta win. This is what happened last time. I was at a festival and it consumed me. The geoduck. What? No, you're right. The geoduck is... I don't remember this. The geoduck was the long one. Okay, well, I've eliminated 2 out of the 3 there. Come on, I need this to improve my town. You know how hard it is? Sea grapes. That's a geoduck. They're weird looking. That's a red sea urchin. That's pansy. White hibiscus, because apparently we need to differentiate that. I've never seen that, I think. Rosehip, that I remember because I've seen. No idea. It's a type of coconut. Oh, come on. I don't think I've ever seen these before. I need the gold. I may be here for like another 30 minutes. This is how bad this is. Violet. That's my bad. That was a tulip. This is a bamboo shoot. The other one was a bamboo whatever it's called. My bad. Give me the easy ones, please. I need to win this. Sea mushroom. Got it. Coconut demar. Okay. That's a mangosteen. I haven't really eaten a mangosteen. Chard? Ew, what is that? Rosehip. I need 2 more. Cranberry. No, that was my bad. I needed 2 more to beat him. I'm supposed to be living in this town. Oh. Okay, hibiscus. Sea mushroom. Tulip. I think that was a flame thing. Zebra. Purple cowrie shell. Rosehip. I was about to click tea-berry. I was losing my mind. Celery. That's a coconut. That's it. Shiitake? That's sea lettuce. Okay, I think I'm good. Razor clam. That was probably an amber pen. It's okay, I won. I don't need to keep doing this. Oh, finally. I've been released. Okay, I should have an understanding of artisan, even though I haven't grown anything. Oh, okay, nectar. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't realize it was these artisan. Oh. Cheese wheel? That's... Oh no. Oh no. I don't know anything. But this was supposed to be easy. I don't know what that cheese is. That's a bee house. That's a recycling machine. That's a furnace. Large century egg. That is wheat flour. You had the salted egg. I don't know. I don't know. Any indicators that I thought would help me are not helping me. Starting to get sweaty. That's a tap. That's a cheese wheel. That is... Okay. Basil. That is... Oh god, I got that wrong. I don't know what that is. That's coal. That's... No, not sake. Is that rice flour? Wait. Wait. You just sound like the SpongeBob, the evil SpongeBob man. I'm annoyed. No, we're not doing that. Okay, that's compost. That's Nola honey. Nola honey. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's a furnace. See, that's a recycling machine. This is almond flour because it has almonds on it. That's tofu. Recognize tofu. Quail mayo because it's tiny. That's sriracha sauce. That's butter. That's cotton cloth? I think I did it. I think I did it. I'm shaking. Coffee. Frick. It doesn't matter. Kombucha. Freaking oil press? Okay, let me out of here. I think I beat it. I think I'm good. I did it. Oh. Have mercy on me. Mercy. Okay. Okay, I need to go to Winterfair shop and then Ben's shop. Here we go. Well, let me go here first, because I feel like things will cost more. Hoodie! I don't know how these look on me. I don't think the beanies will look good, just because on principle. Ooh. Okay, I have to run home first. I'm gonna... Luckily, I think they should be here every night, so it's like... Back. I just need to go back, dump off a bunch of stuff, and then I'll be back there. And then I'll buy things, and then we'll be happy. We'll be good forever. Okay, just making sure that everything in here throw away. Oh, I need to keep the solar fragments. Okay. We're running back. I probably should have teleported, but we're running back. Hopefully this doesn't make me miss it. Okay, we're still here. Maybe it ends at 11. Let me go. Come on. Have I seen these hoodies? Ooh. Well, now we can try it. Is this different than this? Yeah. I like this better. I think I'll keep the white hoodie. And then we're gonna try pants. What am I currently wearing? And I'll keep these because I want to see what these. That's not what I wanted. It looks pretty good. I may keep. Okay, I think I'm gonna take. Maybe buy some. There we go. Okay, and with that, I think I am. Go talk to some people. Okay, we should be. We should relatively be good now. Okay, I wish I could talk to everyone, but I'm already late now. Ooh, I'm just gonna run to here and teleport back home, and then just like offload everything into my closet, and then I am done. There we go. And we are done. Oof. Well, it turned out to be a little bit of a longer stream than I anticipated, but we're still under 2 hours technically. Hey, very nice. I'm gonna get the music going, and I think we're all set. Make sure my... Okay. Ooh, sorry if there was any rogue noises, but we're good. We're out of here. Until next time, goodbye.